Good evening. I'm here tonight to talk to you about a year-long education initiative called The Next Louisville that Louisville Public Media is leading the way in. The project means more education reports, more news specials. It's also about connecting with the community and developing a dialogue that basically informs our reports. The idea is to provide the community and the public with the information they need to make decisions, and it begins right now. Aside from more in-depth reports, we want to take a look at some personal narratives that are going on in JCPS, not just our student populations, but the lives of families, teachers, and staff. This is Terry Evans. She's a bus driver. She sees kids every single day. She had a really unique perspective, and we did a story on her last year. We want to share more stories just like that. Jefferson County Public Schools is made up of a diverse group of various students, as you can see here. Most know that the education system here has struggled. Less than half the students are ready for college and career. There's just over 15% of working-age African Americans that have bachelor's degrees, and around a tenth of students are homeless. These are issues that are happening all over the world, but also in our local community. That's what we're going to be looking at. The idea basically is to break away from traditional day-to-day journalism, the Feed the Beast journalism, and to spend time in the schools with the staff, with the teachers, with the students, and to really pull out the stories that are most important to the community and to learn, for everybody to learn how education intersects with each of us. We'll be using our Public Insight Network. It's called PIN as well. You may have seen ads for it. You could sign up for free, and occasionally you'll get an email from me or from PIN. It could be a survey, it could be a questionnaire, it could just be a general idea to explore. It's basically an easy way for me to reach out to people who want to have a voice in education and who want to become sources in the community. When I first moved to Louisville, I made a friend on Craigslist. Yeah, it's weird. That's him. Now I have a best friend. Our culture has really changed, and the ways we connect to people has evolved. And PIN, I like to think of PIN as a way to have deeper connections with the community and to get a better range of voices on the air. What do we have here? Oh, it looks like a friendly game of murder mystery. From my Craigslist buddy, I gained a lot of friends, and that's what this is what this demonstrates. This is how I look at PIN, the idea that through word of mouth, through uncomfortable introductions, like this is my Craigslist friend, we can communicate essentially and keep that conversation going. These are going quickly. Let me tell a little story now about this kid. He's young. He's in preschool. His mind is forming, and he's influenced by his parents, family, peers, his teachers, and community. He knows what he perceives and what he's told, and he's very vulnerable. He's just about to enter the public education system. The kid grows up. He's in high school. His job is to make jokes and have fun. He's told to go to college. But he has no idea what he wants, but he doesn't need to know right now. He just needs support and to know what his options are, and he's lucky because he has that. So he takes the plunge into higher education. And now he's in college, but he's still uncertain about his future. But was always told to get that bachelor's degree because life without it would be more difficult. He still doesn't buy it, but he knows that he'll always be all right because he has support from the community, from his friends, from his family, but he's still incredibly confused, and in many ways is still a child. In college, he writes notes that remind him what he really thinks of the classes he takes. He's still impressionable, but he's now legally responsible for a lot and has crossed that threshold of being taken care of completely. He struggles to figure out what he wants to do, what he's supposed to do after college. He works a few jobs, becomes an EMT, he works at a law firm for a while, becomes an after-school teacher. Then he decides to get his master's degree because he can, because he wants to, because now, years later, he has a path that was never quite clear before, a path that was created in part because he was blindly led in a direction by his parents, by his community, and lucky for him, it turned out all right. There's about 100,000 students in JCPS that are just now beginning this long trek to figure out what they want to do. The opportunities and goals vary widely, and it's the responsibility of not just the parents or the schools, but the community to see that they understand that it's okay to not really know what you want to do, and it's okay to be scared because we're going to provide the best opportunities that we can, and it's my job through the Next Louisville project to tell this tale. Through good reporting and community participation and cooperation from the city and schools, we can extend that dialogue and open the classroom doors and to also the homes, and to really help figure out what the issues are, and to help people who might not understand what the issues are in education understand those. It's an incredibly large task, and I won't be able to tell every story, but with community help, I can tell some of the best stories. This is my data room at home. This is my kitchen area. Several JCPS principals and schools have a similar, not a similar room, but they have similar rooms that they call data rooms, where they keep a lot of goals and a lot of data. I have my own ideas, they're in green and yellow, for what I want to accomplish with this goal, but I'm waiting to hear yours. And part of that will be, this is my favorite part of the project. This is a phone number that you can call as a teacher, as a family member, as a JCPS staff or a student. It's totally anonymous. It goes right to the voice message, and you can leave your comments on how you're feeling today. What's something you struggled with during the week? What was something cool that happened to you in school? Just what's on your mind? Just a way to communicate with the community. This is a story that went national last year on school lunches. In many ways, what Kentucky's doing with school lunches is on kind of the healthier side of public school systems. This is a two-way street, though. When we inform the nation about how we're doing in JCPS, likewise, we'll expect them to inform us, and we need to listen outside of our community. We'll be holding some public events that will be open, that will be at various libraries around. We've partnered with the Louisville Free Public Library. We'll have some events at Iroquois and Shawnee later this year. This is when you can come out, and I will share with you what I've reported. I will also be listening at that point for possible new stories. Maybe you just didn't like a story that I reported. Let me know about that, because I listen, I read every single email that comes through. Educators and leaders say this will take time. I've only lived in Louisville just over a year and a half, so I don't really have a good cultural perspective on how much progress has been made, but people say it's going to take time, and people say we are about to turn the page to some major areas in improving the school systems. It's going to be my job to tell those stories and see how it's progressing. It'll be your job to speak up and to talk to one another. Again, come out to these public events if you can. Be informed about what's going on, or help inform the greater community. If nothing else, you can sign up for PEN. It's free, and you can just see what I'm reporting on. Thanks.